Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're once again back in Warframe to learn about the new Exalted Weapons. With the last update, all Exalted Weapons got some huge changes and are now much stronger than they were before. They now have access to melee arcanes, extra slots for the primary and secondary Exalted Weapons only, and you can even equip Amalgam, Acolyte and Combo Counter mods, which are just so many new mods you can equip that makes this weapon just completely broken, because they were pretty much not even close to being as good as normal melee weapons with melee influence, so yeah, this is a nice change and I actually really like it. Oh, and even Garuda's talents received an arcane slot, because I guess why not? I mean, she has those talents. And if you're interested, these are all the new mods you can equip on your Exalted Weapons. You can see the full list on the screen right now. There are some additional informations I want to talk about, and there are like a bunch of them. They will be displayed on the screen as well, so you can follow along. First of all, if an Exalted Weapon is unable to trigger a specific mod effect, that mod won't be visible or available while modding. So, for example, you cannot use a specific mod because the weapon does not have a heavy attack, like for example Khora's 1, which does not have any heavy attacks. Those mods won't be available while building, which makes sense because there is no point in equipping those mods. The other new thing is that all Exalted stances now give you plus 10 capacity, and that's quite nice because you always had to just install another forma on your build to actually fit all the mods, while now you don't really have to, which is very nice. The third big change is that set mods now work on Exalted Weapons, but only if that Exalted Weapon is being used. So for example, right now I have, let's say, set on my Khora and I want to use my 1. It does take effect while I use my 1. If I'm not using her 1, that does not work, and that goes for all Exalted Weapons. If you have them equipped, like Exalted Blades or Serene Storm or whatever, those will work while active. Another very reasonable change is that now Zoris, Tenant Livia and Tenant Grigory's combo is completely separate from your Exalted Weapons combo, and that's because, I mean, they were pretty much nerfed like this because of balance, and now this is not the case anymore because Exalted Weapons now have their separate combo count, which means this weapon can go back to being what they are supposed to be, and that's quite nice. Now for a very big one, Exalted Blade and Serene Storm can now build combo with their waves. So every attack you do now with those weapons, you don't just build combo from the direct hits, you also build combo with their waves, and that's just so awesome because it means you don't have to worry about building range on those weapons because it was kind of useless. I am very happy about this. One more thing that has changed for Excalibur is that Slash Dash now deals damage based on his Exalted Blades mods instead of his melee ones, and I guess that just makes sense. We'll see how good that is in the future. And the last change slash fix is that Titania's Retroflies are now completely invulnerable to damage, but they do not scale off her melee damage from her Exalted melees. It doesn't really affect anyone. I mean, they were not supposed to be dealing that much damage, I guess. And that's pretty much all the general changes for the Exalted Weapons. Now, with this update, another thing has changed, and that is that all the Warframes that had access to pseudo-Exalted Weapons have now been changed to having their Exalted Weapons, so that is Atlas, Khora, Ash, and Gara. Those 4 Warframes now have their separate Exalted Weapon that can be modded, and you don't have to worry about having a stat stick, which was like a thing you had to do in the past, so that's just quite nice. And with these big changes, there are some kind of balances to their stats. We have Atlas, his crit chance was increased from 5% to 35%, status chance went from 5% to 15%, and he has now access to a new combo multiplier that I will explain in a second. Gara's first ability now has a 20% crit chance, 2x multiplier, and status chance is now 30%, but damage went down from 800 to 400 to account for new changes with the combo multiplier, and she also has access to this new combo count. Khora also got the nerf, but again, this just will make sense later, and she has also access to this new combo count system. And finally we have Ash, but Ash is a bit different. He has received so many changes, I'll just have to make a separate video because there's so much to talk about. He'll have a separate video. These new Exalted Weapons now come with this new special combo counter system that I've been talking about. Instead of being a max of 4x combo multiplier like it was in the past, it now works very similarly to your normal melee combo count, and that means it can reach 12x at 220 hits. It does also last 5 seconds at the base, like your melee combo counter would, and can be increased by using mods or arcanes. The unique thing is that it increases by 20 per ability cast that hits an enemy, instead of 1 per hit like a normal melee. So every time you cast your ability, it will increase by 20, but you have to hit an enemy or else it won't decrease at all. This also means that after just 11 casts, you are at 12x, and yeah, that's just amazing. You don't have to worry too much about like building your combo. It's still quite easy to do, and you gain a lot more damage because they have changed multipliers from some stuff. I am not exactly sure how that works, so I'm not gonna go too much into it, but you basically will be able to deal more damage now. And that's also why they kind of nerfed the damage. I still think that Khora didn't exactly need this change because her damage is a bit low, but maybe they will change this in the future if it receives enough complaints, I guess. It doesn't really bother me because I don't play Khora that much, but it's a thing. Like she deals much more damage now than before with her 1. But of course it's a bit different to deal with, and yeah, I guess we'll see what players think about it. And that's pretty much all the things you need to know for this new update. Now, for this video, I am going to focus mostly on Khora and Atlas, because those are the two Warframes I have played the most. And I mean, I've played Khora a bit, I guess, and Ash as well, but again, Ash will have his own video, and I don't really know how to play Khora in the best possible way, so I'll just have to, I guess, experience a bit more her new kit. So for the rest of the video, I'm gonna talk about Khora and Atlas, which were already very good at dealing damage, but now they're much more powerful, and they do not need a very strong Raven on your stat stick, so that's quite nice. I am going to make full detailed guides if you guys want to see that, but for now, I'll just gonna showcase what the new build on the Exalted Weapon looks like and what it can do to enemies. Alright, so first of all, we are gonna start with Khora, and she has a lot of stuff to deal with now. I think it's gonna be quite expensive to build her, because you need to forma her Vanari, Vanari's claws, and even her whip claws, so that's a lot of formas you have to invest. For me, it is about, I think, around 10 formas in total. It's 2 here, another, I think, 2 on Vanari, that's 5 on Vanari, never mind, it's a lot more. Yeah, 0 on the claws, luckily, and in the couple on her whip. Oh, never mind, it's only 1 actually. So this is the build I'm going to use. It's a pretty powerful build. It mostly focuses on slashes and spreading those slashes with melee influence. It's nothing too crazy. We also have a 22.5 seconds combo duration, so that means we pretty much don't have to worry about our combo duration at all, and that is thanks to drifting contact, so that's just amazing. And also the fact that we are using the grimoire with secondary dexterity, that gives us an additional 7.5 combo duration. You can also add another one to your primary and increase the combo even more from that. Okay, let's summon 20 enemies and let's see what she can do. I'm just gonna start by spamming her 1, which is like the basic thing you do. I'm not gonna even add her 2 or her 4 to the thing, yeah. And at 9x combo, everything is now dead. You can see that the combo increases by 20 every time I hit an enemy. It does not matter how many I hit, it just increases by 20 every time I cast and I hit something. So that's just nice. And again, it's quite easy to build your combo now. One more thing we can do is cast her 2, which increases the damage enemies take from her 1, her whip. And I mean, it's solid damage. I'm pretty sure it's a bit less red crits than before, but it's not a problem. You just hit the ground and everything dies. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's so strong. It's amazing. And keep in mind, these are fully armored enemies, and I'm not debuffing them with viral or anything like that. So yeah, this is very solid damage, and can just go up from here, so that's quite nice. Now moving to the real star of the show, that will be Atlas Prime. He probably got the biggest buffs of all the new Warframes, I'm pretty sure. That's the build I'm using, and this is the build on the Landslide Fists Prime. It's pretty much just a lot of damage and a lot of crit chance, and I also added a little bit of heat because I mean, heat is always nice to have, and if I apply heat on an enemy, it will deal like massive amounts of damage, and melee exposure to also grant my weapons corrosive damage. We do not exactly need combo count here. If you want to increase this, do it. It's a thing you just can't do. So that's pretty much all there is to it. And yeah, this deals quite a lot of damage. So let's now have a look at what he can do. And you're gonna be very surprised. So this is just his one without any buffs, and it's already quite strong. I'm gonna say that's a very strong ability. Okay, so let's summon again 20 more enemies and let's see what he can do with just his punches. And this is pretty much the damage you can expect from his one at base without any other external buffs. We are able to deal about 250 to 600. It's just a lot of damage. Just don't worry too much about it. It deals quite a lot of damage. Of course, there's a hotfix being added to the game right now. Because why not? And yeah, that's pretty much the damage. And one more thing you can do with Atlas is that you can use his 3 to petrify enemies, and they will now take even more damage. Quite a lot more damage, that is. So yeah, that's a thing you can do. And with all of that, you can also add the fact that you can use Roar or any other damage boosting ability. So yeah, you can just one-shot everything in your path now. And yeah, that is just Atlas. Khora, again, I'm gonna talk about her later, and the same goes for Ash. So yeah, that is probably gonna be it for this Warframes. That's pretty much Warframe for you. No nerfs, just what players ask for, and yeah, I'm always just happy to come back to the game and see that they have changed something that we have requested for a while, so that's just nice. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole video. I hope you enjoyed learning about these new Exalted Weapons, and if you did, remember to leave a like, and if you like my content, consider subscribing. I wish you a beautiful rest of the day, and bye-bye.